Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. And in today's video, we'll be talking about Mars in the 5th house. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. So before we start, just a few quick disclaimers. You first want to understand what sign is Mars positioned in. Do you have Mars exalted in Capricorn, debilitated in Cancer, in its own sign of Aries or Scorpio, or in a sign that it enjoys being in? This is very important to understand the functioning of Mars in your natal chart. Along with this, you want to understand, is Mars conjunct with any planets or receiving aspects from any planets? This will also be very important in how Mars will function within your natal chart. Along with this, you want to understand that Mars will mature at the age of 28. So this is a very pivotal moment in your life where Mars will have influence. Another important moment is during a Mars return, where Mars returns back to the original place where it is positioned within your natal chart. And the most significant moment of Mars's influence is during a Mars Mahadasha. So if you have not seen my video on the Mars Mahadasha Bhuktis, I will leave a link for that above and down below in the description. So what does Mars represent? Mars is considered to be an army general in astrology. Mars represents our energy, our courage, our ability to take action, to take risk. Mars wants to act. It does not want to think. It is all about taking action. Mars is showing our strength to face rivalries and competitors. It is all about our will to fight, to stand for what is right. Mars is all about sports. It is connected with our ability to fight. It is connected with sharp objects, blood, brothers. Mars is also a planet of anger, so it is very important that we understand how to control the influence of Mars in our chart. Mars also represents skills in mathematics, skills in computers, and technology. It is connected with our ability to manage property and real estate. Mars is the karaka for real estate. So what does the 5th house represent? The 5th house is the house of our past deeds. It is the good karma that is coming back from the deeds that we have performed in a previous life. It also represents the knowledge that is coming from our past life experience. And along with this is a house of education and creativity. The 5th house is connected to performing arts, anything related to dance, drama, music. It is all about our ability to perform and to express ourselves spontaneously. The 5th house is related to childbirth and our relationship with our children as well. It is a house of speculation, of risk taking. It is all about our ability to express who we are without any kind of fear or restriction. The 5th house is also a house of romance, of sexuality. It is all about our connection with others and our ability to express love and passion. So this house is a house of great enjoyment, of entertainment, of politics, of fame. This is a house where we receive a great deal of recognition, where we can acquire a great deal of wealth through speculation. So what happens when Mars is positioned in the 5th house of the natal chart? This is a very passionate and exciting position for Mars. Mars positioned here in your 5th house is going to give you a great deal of energy and enthusiasm in life. You are someone who is full of passion, and this can make you someone who is highly creative, but you put a great deal of energy and passion into your creative expression. This is an excellent position for acting, dancing, performing, even for sports with this position. Mars here also makes you extremely passionate about romance. You are someone who can quickly fall into love, and you have a great deal of love for love itself. You are highly romantic and filled with passion. This is a position where you can find that you have a very dynamic way of expressing yourself. You have a lot of passion and emotion and intensity that is coming from this fifth house position. Sometimes this can disturb your relationship with children as well. It can even create issues with childbirth sometimes, but an aspect from Jupiter can help in this area. This definitely can make you a very disciplined parent, someone who enforces a great deal of discipline in your relationship with your children, which sometimes can create conflicts and rifts in the relationship as well. Mars here can also create obstacles in education sometimes, especially if Mars is not placed well in the chart and isn't receiving an aspect from Mercury or Jupiter. Then you can find that you run into breaks in your education or you are impulsively jumping from course to course in this position. Definitely, Mars in the fifth house makes you more inclined towards the technical fields, towards engineering, towards anything where you are simply putting your skills to the test and making things happen in the real world. You're very focused on quick results, on success, on creating wealth. You're not so much about the long journey through education with this position. Again, you want to check to see how Mars is placed in this fifth house. This may help you if you have other aspects, but ultimately, Mars can create a lot of impulsivity in your studies. Mars here can also make you someone who is highly committed within your romantic connections. But once again, if Mars is not placed well in the chart, this can create a situation of promiscuity. So it's very important to pay attention to how Mars is placed in this chart. Another thing is that Mars can give you an inclination towards quick results as far as gaining wealth. You want to be very careful with this as you can run into some major losses. At the same time, though, if Mars is placed well, then you can get a lot of benefits through stock market, through speculation. You can be very good at acquiring quick results in this area. Mars here also makes you someone who is fiercely independent. You do not like to be under the control or influence of anyone. You are all about doing things in your own way. So this becomes an excellent position for entrepreneurship, for anything where you are doing something on your own with your creative expression, with your ideas, which is heightened through this position of Mars in the fifth house. You're definitely interested in becoming self sufficient and breaking away from your family with Mars here in this fifth house. So, once again, you are all about striking off on your own path. You are unafraid to take risk, unafraid to go for what you want. And as Mars aspects onto the 11th house, this gives you intense desires. You have huge hopes and dreams in life, and you are highly ambitious. You want to achieve the things that you desire. Once again, Mars can give an inclination towards being too impulsive in this area. Mars's aspect onto the eighth house makes you incline towards wanting to manage joint resources as well. You want to be careful in this area, especially if Mars is not well placed in the chart. You can have a lot of conflicts over joint finances. Sometimes Mars badly placed in the chart can also get you into some conflicts with your in-laws as well. Mars here, though, makes you someone who is highly courageous and risk taking, as I've said before. So, Mars's aspect onto the eighth house can take you through some dramatic events in life. This is definitely going to take you through some ups and downs, but you gain the courage and strength to overcome those situations. Sometimes Mars's aspect onto the eighth house can also make you skilled in surgery as well, as this eighth house is also connected with the medical field, and Mars is all about carrying sharp objects. So you can have a skill in this area, or you can find that you are going through surgeries in your life that you are able to come out from successfully. Mars's aspect onto the 11th house can sometimes create conflicts with others as well. You can be opposing towards certain belief systems, certain groups in this area. Again, you're highly independent, so you are someone who is not afraid to stand up against a group. So this can come into context with politics, with religion, where you can have different viewpoints. Mars' aspect onto the 11th house also makes you inclined towards wanting to help out in humanity. You have a huge desire to help others, to make a difference, to stand up for what is right. Sometimes, though, again, Mars aspecting onto this 11th house can create a lot of fluctuations in your wealth. So, again, be very careful about speculation, about taking sudden moves in regards to your resources. Mars's aspect onto the 12th house is going to increase your intuition and your dream life. You can receive messages through your dreams. So, this is an excellent position to keep a dream journal and an excellent position for meditation as well. This also increases, again, your romantic nature, your sexual nature, as Mars is aspecting onto the 12th house of bed pleasures. This can also give you an interest in foreign lands. The 12th house is all about foreign cultures, foreign lands. You can have a huge interest in this area, along with your spirituality. So, this really gets you in tune with your subconscious, with your ability to dive deeper, to go beyond the surface as Mars is aspecting onto the 12th house.